You spent about 10 seconds making a big long list of something that took me 30 minutes to understand and figure out. This is the problem that I have with AI today and AI slop in the workplace. I'm Josh, this is Trevor, and we are creating the AI Skill Issue podcast. And I am kind of irked today, and I just want to discuss all of the AI slop that I'm seeing across the board. I'm seeing it all over LinkedIn with all these posts that look the same, read the same, feel the same. They don't have any soul, right? I get big long emails from people that are clearly copying and pasting out of Claude, and they're just a monster, just this huge monster of, it's very clear that they didn't put much thought and effort into it, right? This is a big problem that I'm having. What's another one?
Well,
PDFs.
I did it to you today. I had ChatGPT do some deep work. I had Claude do some deep work, and I read it. I went through it. I thought that it was valid, like the information there was good, but I just barfed it all out all over you. AI slopped all over you. You know, when I sent it out today, and really, I could have just given you the short version, which you then asked me for, then which I then gave you, and you were much happier with that. So I mean, this is the AI outputs that we're seeing right now are getting sent out without enough human discernment, a human judgment, without the creativity, without the critical thinking that is required from the humans as the humans in the loop going out there. And I think that that's what you're really pissed off. And I see it too. And I think there's a ripple effect here that we've really got to be careful about figuring out.
Right. And this is a consequence of the ability to have these AI tools that can take in all of this information. It can take in all of our context and all of the stuff that we're trying to do, which is a blessing to have. But we are just creating all of this content. We're not thinking about it, as we mentioned, and it is creating a bottleneck. I get these long emails, these long documents in code. I get all this stuff all the time, and I end up reading so much stuff and not really getting as much work done, and it's creating a bottleneck for me. And the solution is to spend your time on it, right? It's to spend the time articulating the prompt properly. It's to read the output and make sure that instead of passing off the work onto somebody else so that they can read it for 30 minutes, that you can take the idea that is created or worked on, get it into a nice, concise couple sentences, maybe a paragraph, whatever the format is. But we need to bang this drum. And I think people who actually spend the time with their AI outputs and consolidate them into a nice, short, very high value product, they're going to do very well, especially when marketing on like social media or LinkedIn for working at work. You know, I don't think you want to be the guy who is just shooting off big documents or big emails. I mean, we had this pre-AI. We have the power now to consolidate it, and that's what we need to do.
Yeah, and this is kind of what lots of people are out there saying AI is bad, and again, AI is a tool, and it's not a bad tool, but what it creates might not be desirable. And I've already mentioned, the critical thinking and the creative thinking. AI can do a lot of great things and create a lot of good outputs, but we need to ensure that the humans in the loop. But here's a problem with humans: is humans are lazy. We just, again, and that's just my hot take on it. I mean, if we have a way of doing it with less effort and less energy, humans are lazy. I mean, we can just look at society as a whole. We know how many people are putting in the effort all the time. It's not like we wake up like a lion in the morning and go, "I'm hungry," and then that lion's got to go out and kill something, or to and it's got to put in a lot of effort every day just to stay alive. And we humans, we're quite lazy. And when we use AI, we're lazy in that we're not filtering the outputs. We're lazy and we're not prompting well. We're lazy, and it's going to create a lot of AI slop if we're just barfing that information out into the world.
And that's what's going to continue to happen. So everybody who's watching right now, you're going to maybe pay attention now and see on social media. And this is happening with images. You see all these AI images, and the images are, you can tell they're AI. And with the text, after paying attention for a little bit, you realize, oh my goodness, like this guy didn't pay any attention, right? He really didn't think about this.
And then they're also just there's no context, right? They're just using default GPT or they're using default Claude. They're not putting any context in there, so there's no real human input either. And so all the outputs start to look exactly the same because everybody's driving the default pickup truck or the default ChatGPT, and that's what we talked about in the last episode. And we see that because everything starts to look the same, AI slop same, and yeah, it's going to. There's that thing called dark internet theory where everything on AI, everything on the internet is AI driven, and it looks the same, and it looks shitty, and people get tired of it, and then people just stop looking at it and stop looking at what's going on because it's just all AI slop, and it doesn't provide them any value, so they stop with the whole internet thing altogether.
That's exactly it. Hey, I am guilty of this, okay? I am guilty of creating AI slop. I will take full responsibility of this. And I notice myself as well when I'm scrolling online, doing stuff online. I can tell it's AI in a fraction of a second, and it's gone. I'm gone, right? Like I'm not reading that. It's like this big long thing. I'm not doing it. So, Trevor, how are some ways that we can actually fix this, right? We talked about putting in more time, spending more time, taking the onus into yourself instead of pushing it on to whoever you're sending this content out to the reader. And I'm just thinking like skills, right? Good examples, doing the writing yourself, having great examples of your own writing in context of the AI when you're building this content. What do you think?
Again, people didn't learn to use the tool. They didn't realize that they could analyze past or personal writings and create a outline for future writings from AI so that it sounds like and it speaks in your voice. People didn't do that. They didn't do that kind of work, or at least a very small number of people, and I'm going to say less than 2% of people, probably less than 1% of people did that and created custom AI that actually speaks in their voice. And you're absolutely right. Well, and that human in the loop portion is super important. Did they actually read through it, or did they just copy paste send because ChatGPT's outputs are so good? I've seen that copy paste send. Did they challenge the outputs from ChatGPT? Did they create a good prompt to create it in the first place? Did they ask for the content to be slightly more concise and less blather as well? Like these are little tricks and tips and tricks that people should be doing before they release the collaboration between themselves and the AI into the real world.
Absolutely. It's all in our control. We just got to learn how to harness this. We got to put in a bit more work, and over time, you're going to become really good at this, right? So I am making a pledge that I am not going to be making AI only posts that I didn't read or I didn't think about enough, or I didn't consolidate. I am making a pledge that I'm not going to be making that kind of content. I definitely have done it in the past, as I'm not a big marketer and I'm lazy when it comes to marketing. And that's just how I am, but I'm learning. We're figuring it out.
And it's not that the AI stuff is bad. It's just that it didn't go through the human judgment part, right? Like I love the idea that the AI generated images and the AI, having AI optimize our descriptions. These aren't bad things. Not all of us went to marketing school to become a marketer or a copywriter, but AI has given this ability for us to be to have those experts in our back pocket when we are doing our marketing or emails or anything online. And I don't think that that's bad. The bad part is the lack of judgment.
All right.
Yes. Did you read that? Did you actually look at that and go, wow, that looks good? Or is it just, copy paste send and out the door it went, and you didn't even really give it to. And I think, going into agentic AI and as having the AI magically do it, this is going to get even worse because it's going to be AI slop on a much greater scale because we've told AI, I need you to do a slop post every day and not having the human in the loop before it actually goes out to the real world. We're just going to trust the output and send. And so that goes back to that humans are lazy, and we like this idea of this automation, but where does the human in the loop have to happen to have that agent create outputs that are good all the time? I mean, good. It starts at the beginning. We need to have your input, your voice, your style, your context, your stuff built into that custom AI so that that agent acts like you.
Right. Right. And you probably want to be adjusting it over time as well, right? Like you don't want to just do it once and never change it because all of your posts are going to be very similar. They're going to all look the same, feel the same eventually, right? Like they'll get there.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it's going to, yeah, this AI slop thing is going to get worse. I have a hot take on the dead internet theory and AI slop. I think like this whole AI revolution, I have a statement and I have a slide in my workshop that says AI is going to make us more human. And what I mean by that is we are going to get tired of the AI slop and we are going to desire more creative human input. We're not going to mind the AI stuff that is well developed and has that human influence, and we can tell that it's got that human influence. I think that the door-to-door salesman might even come back because people aren't going to trust the email, what they see on the internet. All of this stuff is going to create this where we humans are going to want to have more face-to-face, shake hands, networking to have things happen. And that's kind of my hot take long term. We'll see if my crystal ball's right. We'll see if I'm good at predicting the future here. But to me, that feels really natural. Even with a community of AI smarty pantses like yourself and myself, I think that this human connection is important. If it was just through AI stuff, I think it's going to get old really quickly, and we're humans, or we're just going to discount and send it away.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. The human part is huge. It's super important. We only care about certain things because humans do them, right? That's a big part of what we value naturally. So yeah, I totally agree. And this ties into why the AI Edge is such a good program, right? Because you're actually there teaching people live and answering questions and being there over a sustained period of time. Right.
Yeah. And I think that's the people go, okay, well, what exactly do you do? Well, we do one-on-one coaching. Why? Because that's the human in the loop. We do live small cohort, 1 hour a week. Why? Because building the community is important and sharing ideas live is important. You using the tool, yeah, you're learning the skills of AI, which are, which is tool agnostic. You can use any of the AI edge skills in any large language model that you want. But what really makes it special is the humans, the personal connection you get with your fellow students, the personal connection you get with your facilitators, myself or yourself or Greg or Rachel and anybody like that. That's the part that makes our program much more special than a lot of the training that is out there. And we're going to get into a training myth here in another episode, which is going to be a lot of fun too. So you know what? I think we got to be careful. AI can manufacture a billion words. It can create lots of AI slop, but it cannot manufacture somebody to give a crap about what they're seeing.
Right. Elon puts this really good. He says AI might be better than humans at everything except for being human, right? And that there's a lesson in that, right? And that's what we're talking about. And I think, depending on the context, we got to figure out how can we add that human element and how can we connect with the reader or the consumer of the content that we're building. And a big question at work is what I'm doing, generating all this stuff, is it making it easier for the person doing it, right? Receiving it. That is the question. And I think we can end it there. I think that is a beautiful note.
Yep. Be the human in the loop. Be concise. Stop with the slop. Be better at AI. Take the pledge. This is episode 2 of the AI skill issue. Josh and Trevor, this is who we are. I'm Trevor from the AI Edge. He's Josh from Prairie AI. And we hope to see you in our next episode. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe as well if you like this type of content. We're going to start jamming some of this stuff out, and we hope you really, really enjoyed it. Have a great day.
Thanks.